Holy crap guys, it's finally happening and we're finally just days away from the official announcement. The Model 3 Ludicrous is one of the most anticipated vehicle of this year and all the event is set up for the launch this coming week. I know all of this is landing on an Easter and a lot of you are spending time with your family at home, and coincidentally this is also April 1st, which is April Fool's Day, but this is no joke, it's actually all happening. Just last week we discussed about all the final little details happening to this car, all the little changes that they've made right before production starts, like the carbon fiber trim and the projector bulbs at the door pockets. Then we also have the recent sightings of the new camel prototype wraps, as well as the media event test drives happening very soon. All of this is happening just this past week, and as we are getting closer and closer to the unveiling date, more of these leaks are going to be coming out. Now before we get into the latest updates, let's get a rundown of everything we know so far with this Model 3 Ludicrous. According to recent leaks, it will be a dual motor setup very similar to what it was previously, but now having 637 horsepower shared between them both. It will be coming standard with an insane acceleration mode, which will be unlockable to the Ludicrous mode, which will fully unlock the 700 horsepower, which all of us have been expecting all along. Speaking of Ludicrous mode, this will now officially be called the Model 3 Ludicrous, as it was indicated in Tesla's own service manual as well as their recent certifications. Moving on to the exterior differences, this is where the bulk of the changes are going to be. Although the car's proportion stays the same, there are a lot of unique differences to this car versus the other trims that will make it very special once you see it in person. Like it or not, it will now sit 1 inch lower than the other two trims, meaning that it will provide it more aerodynamics as it runs down the road. On top of this, it also has the rear diffusers, which will keep it stabilized at the higher top speeds. This will also be added onto the rear spoiler, which now we will be getting on the Performance Ludicrous model, which it doesn't have on any of the previous. And of course, we can't forget about it, we have the new Ludicrous badge right on the trunk at the bottom portion, as well as the front bumper having the air ducts as well as the front splitters. These small but very unique parts of the car are going to play a very specific role in making the Ludicrous model really that special vehicle. Now if that isn't enough, stepping inside of the car, you're going to notice a bunch of upgrades as well. We'll now have a Tesla logo shining directly down at your feet as soon as you open the door. This was only available in the Chinese market up to today, but it will be making it to the Model 3 Ludicrous first before making its way down to the other trims. Then you're also going to notice the new carbon fiber trim piece for the dashboard. This is very unique and built specifically for the Model 3 Ludicrous. This is going to make it a really nice look and feel as soon as you step inside. And of course, we can't miss it, but these are going to be the newer sport seats built specifically for the Model 3 Ludicrous. These are going to be so bolstered and so fitted for you, as well as the additional electronic controls. And then right in the middle of your seat, you're going to notice the new Ludicrous emblem. This is going to make your car feel so cool, and it's just going to indicate that you have the top of the end line trim. There is probably a ton of things that I am missing here, but we are not far off of knowing the entire spec and detail of the car officially. So now what's happening here is late last night, images have surfaced of the Model 3 Ludicrous preparation for the event coming up. They have everything lined up for a public announcement at this specific location. The car is completely covered up in a gray fabric, being charged while seats are laid out, expecting a larger crowd to attend. And then outside of the event, there were images captured of a ton of cars being laid out completely covered just the way as the one being covered on the inside. This could really only mean one thing, and you guys know exactly what it is. It means that the Model 3 Ludicrous is preparing for the final announcement. Now if we analyze the scene a little bit more, we can tell that this just isn't any location. Despite the text at the bottom indicating that this was shared using a Chinese app, this is definitely happening in the US as of right now. Honestly, the easiest way you can tell that this is happening somewhere in the US is the English only background text, as well as the unspectacular minimalistic event setup. Then we have the Lexus with the California place in the back. Three of those things combined pretty much tells us that the the announcement and the launch is going to happen in the US first, and if everything goes well, we're also going to get a launch in China and Europe pretty much at the exact same time. Now, a few other cool things that I do want to point out looking at this scene is that we get a preview of the 20-inch warp wheels that we've been discussing about for the past couple of months. They covered everything up in the car, but they missed the wheels. So here we get a little slight preview of what it really looks like in person. And then if we take a look up top of the stage, you're going to see a new component that they're completely covering up as well. This could be the newer drivetrain, but it could also be something brand new, something completely surprising. So hopefully we all get to hear about that happening up on stage in the next couple of days, and maybe we'll also get a very slight surprise that we were not expecting. So there you have it. Yes, we didn't make the Q1 deadline, but now we are just inching days away from the official announcement. They are not just gonna set up a bunch of chairs and drive the car into a showroom and then let it sit for weeks or months. This is definitely happening in the next couple of days. Otherwise, they're gonna have to consistently dust the thing off to keep it clean. If I'm honestly gonna put a day on it, I would say that this week by Friday, some kind of event is going to happen, and then media test drives are going to happen over the weekend. This is when we're gonna see the complete honest review of the car and all its crazy upgrades. I am super psyched up for this, and even though it is Easter, I want to take some time out and share all this with you. And of course, I will continue to keep you as updated as possible on everything that comes up. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, and then follow me on Twitter or X at HeyJohnE. Over there you guys can chat with me and DM with me. This pretty much should wrap it up for the day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the time off. Happy Easter, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.